Good morning. Happy Friday. All right. So, in the theme of thankfulness, Thanksgiving coming up, finding gratitude in difficult situations, I really do feel more connected and happier when I can find gratitude in hopefully any situation, right? I know it's hard through loss, through this, through that in the moment, right? But if I look at other times I've found gratitude in painful situations that, I've healed from and this and that, if I can close that gap between the acceptance of it, finding the gratitude in it, and the time that it occurred, if I can close that gap, I'm not wasting time, and we're not guaranteed a lot of time. So I recommend that I start closing that gap and reverse engineering the times that, I found acceptance and gratitude in difficult situations. So let's take, I know I've shared this a little bit one time. My son, my little guy, he wasn't able to walk. He had like these different things where his blood vessels were breaking. And for a couple, like close to a week, he wasn't able to walk. And slowly, the doctors worked on him, really couldn't tell us what it was, but it went away, right? And so I remember months, maybe a year later, I was doing laundry. And at that time, I didn't have a car. So I was walking, getting to walk to the laundromat, getting to pay for laundry and do it, right? And it just hit me, like I was throwing in his clothes, and at times we go through our kids' clothes and, oh, I wish they wouldn't get holes in them. Oh, I wish they wouldn't get them dirty. But I really reflected on the time where he couldn't walk. And I look at the times that, he has dirty clothes. He is a kid and he doesn't listen. All these different, quotes, difficult moments. And I look at like, okay, cool. He was able to walk. He's able to play soccer now. He's able to do this. He's able to do that. And finding the gratitude and the gratefulness in the ability to wash his clothes. I had dirty clothes from the shop, so thank God. Again, my clothes were dirty from working, right? I was able to walk. I didn't have to hobble over there. I was able and willing to make that. I don't know if it's a half mile, but it's a good distance from where I was at to get there, and not to complain about it, looking for the joy, finding other people at the laundromat to connect with, all these different things really made the time pi- fly by, right? I couldn't find the words, fly by. And so how else can we look at this? Like maybe it's a job you have and you just, if you find yourself complaining about the job you have, obviously it's something inside your spirit telling you, hey, we're not happy here. Let's figure this out. And one blessing that God's given us is free will, right? So nobody's making us work at these jobs that drain us. Nobody's making us stay in these relationships that are draining us. But do we have the courage to think that we deserve better, right? So as we're working on our what are we worth and self-worth, holding our creating standards, helping people to boundaries, the same thing we have to look at, like, why am I where I'm at if I'm not happy, right? Why am I at where not happy? Most often it's my choices. So I have a part in that job that sucks, right? I can bitch about the job that sucks, or I can look at it like, hey, wait a minute. I didn't go to school. I didn't do X, Y, and Z. I can choose to go to school. I can struggle for a little while. I can be very, very tired and do both until I get to a job that I'm passionate about. And I wake up and I'm excited to go to, right? I can share my ideas. I can share my experience, strength, and hope, whatever it looks like for you. But am I willing to give up the short-term instant gratification for the long-term gratification, the long play, right? And having faith that that'll be the passionate job that I want it to be, right? Nobody's holding us to these jobs. Nobody's holding us to these relationships. But at the same time, we have a part in these things. And seeing our part in it's easy. It's truly easy to be, oh, my boss sucks, or my job sucks. Well, maybe my choices suck. And maybe I chose that job, and maybe I can go to school, and maybe I need to look a little here before I look out and say it's everybody else's fault that I have a shitty job, right? I need to go to work. I recommend that I go to work with a great freaking attitude, you know? Like, yeah, this is the job I want. And if it's not the job I want, it's the job I need to get to the job I want. Right? Does that make sense? So, anyway, looking for gratitude inside myself today. And, I can't stress enough how grateful I am for you guys with the responses and the different things. It really does. It's very kind, right? It is very kind for you to take time out of your days to even watch these things. And if you connect, you connect. If it's something that it talks to your heart, great. Anyway, with that, I'm still Jesse the Barber, and I look forward to you seeing me tomorrow. Have a blessed day.